Chapter 19. Past, Present, and Future. When my eyes shot open, I was still in my garage. My face was dripping sweat, and my pajama top was stuck to me. I must have fallen asleep going through boxes last night, I thought as I tried to stand through the dull pain of stiff muscles. I bent down to pick up Major's baby book, tucking it under my arm to bring it inside, and pulled the cardboard box towards me. I folded the flaps into themselves and set it back up on the shelf. I looked down at my watch. It was 7:42 in the morning, and I knew I was going to be exhausted by noon. My neck was stiff from falling asleep sitting against the wall for 2 hours, but I stretched it out and smiled because it was my wedding day. I must have had way too much wine with Hannah last night. I wonder if she ever made it to court this morning. When I went back inside, my alarm was going off, so I grabbed my phone off the dresser and noticed I'd had several missed calls. Calls from my mom, Hannah, and even from Devin. I decided to shower first before calling any of them back because I had an alarm set to wake up at 6, and I was already over an hour late. I washed my hair and let it air dry into a short, curly fro. I knew that I was going to get my hair and makeup done later and didn't have any time to waste. I threw on the white velour set that I bought for myself last week. It had the word bride in gold on the back of the jacket. I saw a small, empty cardboard box in the hallway, so I picked it up and headed towards the front door. As I grabbed my keys off the entry table, I yawned so hard that I heard something pop in my ears. I set the box down and ran to the kitchen quickly to make myself a single K-cup of espresso. I poured the steaming liquid into my to-go thermos and bolted out of the door. As I pulled up to the venue, I could feel the headache in my temples lull, so I reached into my purse for some ibuprofen. I popped a couple into my mouth and washed them down with the still very hot coffee, burning my throat a little. Hannah and my mom arrived right after I parked and swallowed the pills, so I graced them with a very fake, very elaborated smile.
Here's the letter that came to our house, and something extra for good luck.
Hannah said, placing 2 sealed envelopes on my lap through the open driver's side window, and kissed my forehead. One envelope was addressed to me from what looked like a military base in Virginia, and the other had only a smiley face drawn on it in red pen. I decided to open the smiley face one first, and when I did, an old picture of Joey in boot camp and his military uniform badge fell into my hand. "Why'd you bring this?" I asked, getting out of my car and holding it out in my open palm.
To help calm your nerves, duh.
Hannah said. No female on this planet knew me better than my own sister. I gave her the tightest hug I could muster and refused to cry. It's a sweet gesture, but I shouldn't have this today. It was Joey's, I said, closing my hand and putting it up to my heart.
Something borrowed then?
She said, winking at me and turning around to help my mom get totes out of the trunk. While I was sitting in the bridal suite, I watched the caterer's white van pull into the parking lot through the window and felt the nausea roll in. My hair and makeup were already done, and I was just waiting for my girls to arrive. I got up from my chair when the wedding planner that Devin hired walked in suddenly and unannounced. I had no idea what he was paying her, but couldn't help but feel like she was just a decoration. Between the 4 of us, she didn't have anything at all to plan. All she had to do was watch.
Hayley, it's a great day to get married,
the wedding planner said over-exaggeratedly. Thank you, Penny.
It's Jenny, and you're very welcome. Excited for your big day?
She asked without letting me answer and coming to stand in between Hannah and me.
The florist is done setting up, the caterers have just gotten here, and the DJ is scheduled to be here in 10. The chicken is pre-cooked, the steak and lobster are made to order. When should we expect your bridal party?
Wait, what? There's absolutely no steak on my menu, and I'm allergic to shellfish.
Oh, well, Devin called me last week and made some changes to the menu. I'm sorry, I thought you were aware.
Before I could fully encompass my inner bridezilla, the suite door flung open once more.
We're here, bitches,
Candace shouted as she and the rest of my girls stormed into the room, cutting me off. They all walked right past Jenny, ignoring her overzealous salutations.
We need some snacks and a bottle of the party wine immediately,
Amila said, draping her sweater over Jenny's right shoulder. I could have sworn I saw Jenny roll her eyes before she turned around and walked away. Amila laughed once the door closed behind her. I got a bunch of hugs from my besties, excited for my big day, and I just felt empty inside. That was the party planner that Devin hired, not a waitress, Amila, I said, snorting.
Party planner? Well, I didn't like her at all.
She said loud enough for someone to hear behind the closed door. Me neither, I said, and we all started laughing. My mom came over and pulled up a chair. She set it directly next to mine, and I noticed she had unfallen tears in her eyes. Mom, what's wrong?
Haley, I have to tell you something.
Okay.
Joey came to the house right before y'all got married. He came to persuade me to change my mind and come, but I was so mean to him. I said awful things to him out of anger. I can't take them back now, and I will have to live with that for the rest of my life.
Mom, why are you telling me this?
Because if a man is willing to be late to his own wedding, just to literally beg someone who has never been even remotely nice to them to come, simply because it would make their future wife happy, then he must really love her.
I don't know what to say.
Sweetheart, you don't have to say anything. I really like Devin, I do. I'm just wondering if you really like him. I mean, you let him hijack the whole wedding. I saw the caterers bring in lobster when I was coming in.
Mom, he didn't hijack it. I just kept agreeing to everything he said that he wanted. I've never told anyone this or even said it out loud. Before now, I really wanted to be Devin's Joey. I know it sounds crazy, but I just wanted to be that for Devin. He's an amazing man, but the truth is, I gave my heart away a long time ago, and I never really got it back. Jenny must have taken the hint because she didn't come in again at all, until it was time for me to walk. When she finally came back, my hair and makeup were finished, and I was being zipped into my dress.
Go time, Haley,
she said as if she were one of my closest friends. Okay, I'm ready, I lied.